In the Vayavya Sanghita of the Shiva Purana, the great sage Upamanyu reveals the mysteries of yoga to Shri Krishna, the divine charioteer. Yoga, O Krishna, Upamanyu begins, is the art of calming the restless mind, turning it away from worldly distractions and focusing it entirely on Shiva. It is an inward journey where the seeker discovers the vast universe within and realizes their own role in this divine play. Upamanyu then speaks of 5 types of yoga, each a unique path leading to the same ultimate truth. First type is mantra yoga, the power of words. Picture a sage seated beneath an ancient tree, his eyes closed, lips moving silently as he repeats a sacred mantra. The mantra is not just a word or a sound, it's a vibration that resonates deep within the soul, aligning the mind with the cosmic rhythm. Each repetition of the mantra is like a drop of water, gradually carving a path through stone. Here, the sound forms a bridge, linking the mortal with the universal consciousness and allowing a transcendence beyond ordinary reality. Second type is Sparsh Yoga, the dance of breath. When mantra yoga is perfected by the practice of pranayam, it is called Sparsh Yoga. Imagine the sage now, his breath flowing in and out, slow and deliberate, like the ebb and flow of the ocean. As he chants his mantra, he carefully controls his breath, using it to stoke the flames of his inner energy. This practice is like a dance, where breath and the mantra's vibrations move together in perfect harmony, guiding the practitioner's mind ever closer to the stillness of the single universal consciousness. The breath becomes a sacred tool, not just for sustaining life, but for connecting with the divine force that animates the entire universe. Third type is Bhav Yoga, the silent connection. Now imagine the sage sitting in perfect stillness, his lips no longer moving, his breath soft and gentle. Here, there are no mantras, no words, only the silent pulse of the heart. The sage's mind is like a clear, still lake, reflecting the vast sky above without a single ripple. Bhav Yoga is the path of pure feeling, where the practitioner focuses on cultivating a deep devotional attitude or emotional state, bhav, to achieve union yoga with the divine. By channeling emotions like love, devotion, and surrender, a practitioner transforms these feelings into powerful tools for spiritual growth. Fourth type is Abhav Yoga, the infinite universe. The term Abhav means absence or non-existence, while Yoga refers to union or a spiritual path. Abhav Yoga is therefore the practice of realizing the divine through the awareness of absence or emptiness. It involves cultivating a state of mind where the practitioner becomes aware of the absence of worldly desires, attachments, and distractions, not as a void, but as a space where the divine presence can be realized. The practice emphasizes detaching from material and egoistic concerns to allow spiritual awakening. In Abhav Yoga, the practitioner engages in negating all that is transient and illusory, such as the body, mind, and worldly experiences, thereby moving closer to understanding the true nature of the self, which is beyond form and unified with the divine. The final type is Mahayoga, the ultimate union, which represents the pinnacle of spiritual practice. Mahayoga combines Mah meaning great or supreme with Yoga meaning union or spiritual practice. Here, the sage's mind is like a single point of light, focused entirely on Shiva, with no distractions, no thoughts, nothing but pure devotion. It's as if the sage has climbed to the highest peak of the sacred mountain, where the air is thin and the view is endless. In this state of perfect union, there is no longer a distinction between the sage and Shiva. They are one and the same. This is the ultimate goal of yoga, the final step in the journey, where the soul is completely absorbed in the divine, experiencing the boundless peace and bliss of being one with Shiva. The process of yoga. Yoga is like climbing this sacred mountain, each step bringing you closer to the peak, where you unite with the divine. But to reach the top, you must pass through 8 gateways, each representing a different limb of yoga as described in the ancient Shiva Purana. The first gateway, Yam, where you learn the ethical rules of life. Think of this as setting your moral compass: non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, celibacy, and non-possessiveness. These are not just rules, they are the foundation of a life lived in harmony with the universe. It's like clearing the path before you start your climb, ensuring no obstacles block your way. The second gateway, Niyam. Here, you cultivate discipline, cleanliness, contentment, self-study, and surrender to the divine. These practices are like the provisions you carry on your journey, nourishing your spirit and keeping your resolve strong. The third gateway brings you to asana, the postures of yoga. Imagine your body as a temple, each pose a sacred ritual that makes it strong and flexible. The Shiva Purana tells us that these postures are not just physical exercises, they are a way to prepare your body to sit in meditation for hours without discomfort, so your mind can soar freely. As you ascend higher, you come to the gateway of pranayama, the control of breath. Pranayama, a practice that typically involves specific breathing techniques, including inhalation, puraka, retention, kumbhaka, and exhalation, rechaka. The term is derived from two Sanskrit words, pran, meaning life force or vital energy, and ayam, meaning extension or control. Thus, pranayama can be understood as the practice of controlling and extending the breath to influence and balance the flow of pran within the body. The Shiva Purana emphasizes that by mastering your breath, you gain mastery over your life force, making you calm, focused, and full of vitality. Now you reach the fifth gateway, pratyahar, where you learn to withdraw your senses from the distractions of the outer world and turn them inward, towards the soul. This practice is about creating a space where the noise of the world fades away, leaving only the silence in which the divine speaks. As you climb higher, you enter the gateway of dharana, the art of concentration. Here, you focus your mind on a single point, whether it's the sound of a mantra, the image of Shiv, or even the light of a flame. The Shiva Purana tells us that this practice sharpens your mind like a sword, cutting through the fog of confusion and bringing clarity to your thoughts. You are now close to the summit at the seventh gateway, Dhyan, the state of deep meditation. In this state, your mind becomes still, like a tranquil lake reflecting the moon. The Shiva Purana describes this as the moment when your soul and the divine are in perfect harmony, dancing together in silence. Finally, you reach the peak, the eighth gateway, Samadhi. This is the ultimate goal of yoga, where you experience complete absorption in the divine. The Shiva Purana describes Samadhi as the moment when the climber and the mountain become one, where there is no longer a journey or a destination, just pure, unbroken bliss. Obstacles in the path of yoga. Like any grand adventure, the path of yoga is not without its challenges, its obstacles, each one a test of the yogi's determination and spirit. Today, we'll explore these 10 obstacles that can hinder a seeker on this sacred journey. Idleness. This is the first obstacle. It's a kind of laziness that weighs down both the body and the mind, making it hard to take that first step on the path of yoga. The Shiva Purana tells us that a yogi must fight this urge, for without action, there can be no progress. Second is acute ailments. These are physical illnesses, or when the body's natural balance is disturbed, often due to past actions or karma. They can be a serious roadblock on the path, demanding attention and care before one can proceed. Third is blunder. In the context of yoga, blunder refers to mistakes made in understanding or practicing yoga, like following the wrong advice or misinterpreting teachings. The Shiva Purana emphasizes the importance of clear understanding and careful practice to avoid these pitfalls. Fourth is doubt. Imagine walking through a dense fog where you can barely see the path ahead. Doubt creeps in, making you question everything. Am I on the right path? Is this the right way to practice? Will this even work? doubt can cloud the mind and halt progress. The teachings remind us that faith and trust in the process are crucial to dispel this fog. Fifth is unsteady mind. Even if the fog clears, you might find your mind racing in all directions like a wild horse. This is the unsteady mind, a common obstacle where it becomes difficult to focus on one thing. In yoga, steadiness of mind is key, and the Shiva Purana advises techniques like meditation and breath control to tame this wild horse. Sixth is lack of faith. But what if, despite all efforts, a seed of doubt remains, growing into a lack of belief? This lack of faith in the path or its benefits can stop a yogi in their tracks. The Shiva Purana encourages practitioners to nurture faith, as it is the foundation upon which all progress is built. Seventh is illusions. As you journey further, illusions may appear, mirages in the desert. Illusions are misunderstandings or misconceptions that can lead you away from the truth. In yoga, these can be false beliefs about the self or the world, and they must be recognized and overcome to stay on the true path. 8 is miseries. No journey is without its hardships, and here they come in the form of miseries, suffering that can be physical, mental, or spiritual. These miseries are part of life, often arising from ignorance or past actions. The Shiva Purana teaches that these trials are not to be feared, but faced with courage, for they are opportunities for growth. 9 is dejection. Imagine walking this path with a heart full of dreams, only to find that the road is long and your desires remain unfulfilled. Dejection sets in, a heavy feeling of discouragement that can sap your will to continue. But the teachings remind us that perseverance is key, and that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Finally, as you near your goal, you might be tempted to stop and indulge in the pleasures around you. Indulgence in sensual pleasures that distract from the ultimate goal. The Shiva Purana warns that this is the final test, where a yogi must stay focused and not be swayed by temporary joys. Once these obstacles are overcome, signs of progress, known as upsargs or siddhis, begin to appear. These are supernatural abilities that begin to blossom as the yogi moves closer to the ultimate goal of union with the divine. First siddhi, pratibha. Picture a yogi who, with eyes closed, can see the unseen. This siddhi grants the ability to perceive distant or hidden objects as if they were right before you. It's like having the clarity of vision that pierces through time and space, revealing the truths that lie beyond ordinary sight. Second siddhi, shravan. Then there is the siddhi of hearing, shravan, where the yogi can listen to the whispers of the universe. The sound of a distant river, the hum of a star, or even the thoughts of beings far away, all become as clear as the notes of a familiar song. Third siddhi, varta. With varta, the yogi gains an all-encompassing knowledge of living beings. It's as if the secrets of every creature, their joys and sorrows, desires and fears, are laid bare, allowing the yogi to understand the essence of life itself. Fourth siddhi, darshan. Imagine being able to gaze upon the divine. Darshan bestows this gift. The yogi can see celestial beings, sacred objects, and the divine form of Shiva himself. It's like peering into a realm where the sacred and the mundane intertwine. Fifth siddhi, aswad. Aswad allows the yogi to taste divine flavors, experiencing the nectar of the gods. This siddhi transforms even the simplest food into a feast of celestial delight, each bite imbued with the essence of divine bliss. Sixth siddhi, vedana. Finally, there is vedana, the ability to feel divine sensations. Whether it's the soft touch of a divine being, the scent of heavenly flowers, or the warmth of a sacred fire, the yogi's senses are elevated to perceive the divine in every moment. The text explains that these powers, while impressive, are not the ultimate goal of yoga. They are gifts, yes, but gifts that can also become distractions. The true aim is spiritual liberation, which comes from detachment from worldly desires and focusing solely on the divine. So, as we journey through the teachings of the Shiva Purana, Let us remember that while the Siddhis are signs of success, they are also tests of our resolve. They remind us that the path of yoga is not just about gaining power, but about transcending it and reaching the divine truth that lies beyond. See you next time with more of this type of content. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications for our upcoming captivating stories.